Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Come on in. Come on in. This is Chrissy T, and I'm back with some tea. Child, listen. Unless you've been living under a rock, surely you've heard that Porsha Williams is returning to the Real Housewives of Atlanta to save the show. I don't think it can be saved. The ratings were dropping when she was on the show and before she left. I don't think there's really much she can save. I'm glad to have her back, but as far as saving the show, I'll believe it when I see it. Anywho, this is where it gets spicy. Her husband, Simon Guobadia, hopefully I pronounced it right. If not, I'm sorry. He's currently fighting to obtain his U.S. citizenship. Now, his application has been denied so many times, I lost count. And the application has been denied because of his multiple convictions of credit card fraud, bank fraud, and identity theft. Now, do we even know if Simon is his real name? Okay, so he entered the U.S. in 1982 on a visitor's visa, and he overstayed his welcome, by allowing his visa to expire. He was arrested for bank and credit card fraud in 1987, and again in 1989 for unauthorized use of a vehicle, and in 1990 for fraud, and in 1991 for credit card fraud again. Ooh, Tony. I guess it's safe to say that Simon was a scammer. I don't know what he's doing now, but yeah, he was a scammer. In 1988, Simon applied for temporary resident status under a special immigration program, but he used a fake identity and he did not disclose his criminal history. As part of this program, he did eventually receive his green card under fraudulent circumstances, But 26 days later, he was deported under his other identity, child. He's been married 4 times, Porsha Williams being his 4th wife. If that ain't a red flag, I don't know what is. But people do change and they grow. So maybe Simon learned from his past mistakes. Okay, so he married Porsha in 2021. And then he married his first wife, Karan English. They were married for 20 years. His second wife, Connie Rivera, she was a model and lifestyle enthusiast. And then we have Falynn. He was married to her for 2 years. They were together for 5. Now, Falynn is a friend of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. But now his current wife, she was a regular on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So how did they cross paths? How did this happen with Simon and Porsha, being as though he was with Falynn? And if I'm not mistaken, Falynn and Porsha was kind of friends, were they? Simon has 5 kids from his previous marriages. The 2 oldest, I heard, don't want a damn thing to do with him. He doesn't have kids with Falynn, and he doesn't have kids with Porsha yet. So as for Porsha's relationship with Falynn, it is a bit complicated because Falynn was introduced on the Real Housewives of Atlanta as a friend of Porsha's. But here's where it gets spicy. After they announced their engagement, Porsha and Simon, Porsha had the nerve to come out and say that her and Falynn were not friends. Of course they wasn't. She said they were not friends. However, they have been friendly on the show. Okay. And she said that on the show, their friendship appeared to be bigger than it really was. Okay, girl. So the people are saying that when Simon and Falynn announced their split, that Porsha was very thirsty and decided to hop in his DMs. So she reached out to him to see how he was doing. But damn, did you reach out to Falynn to see how she was doing? But I do know that sometimes the pursuit of love can make you overlook certain boundaries. But then again, Porsha made it crystal clear that she and Falynn were not friends, despite her being introduced to the show as a friend of Porsha's. Not only that, when Porsha accepted that ring, Simon and Falynn were still technically married. But that's neither here nor there. Porsha is a hopeless romantic. She does seem happy with Simon, and she does seem to really love him. From what I see on Instagram, it looks like that she does have a genuine love for him, and I wish the couple the best. And I wonder, did Porsha know these things prior to her getting married to him? Did she know about the past fraud, the scamming? And would this have changed anything? Because money talks. And if I had the chance to be the fifth wife, let me be honest, I would do it. Why? Because money talks. You know what? Let me not say that. I don't know. I don't know if I would. Honestly speaking, I don't know if I would. I might have to turn him down. He's a serial husband. We do know he likes being married, but do he like being a husband? And with Porsha coming back on the show, I can see that this is going to be the storyline. His fraud, and then her getting married to him shortly after he divorced Falynn, who is supposed to have been Porsha's friend. So we'll see what happens, y'all. So how would all this affect Porsha? Well, with him being married to a U.S. citizen, he can possibly get his citizenship based off that. But it's not always a guarantee, especially since he had a fake marriage in the past. So I do believe it is going to involve a thorough examination of the realness of their marriage. I don't think their marriage is fake. She's a beautiful woman. She's successful. I think this marriage is real. Will it last? I don't know. And if Simon were to be deported, it undoubtedly would affect Porsha because his business is based in Atlanta. So I hope this works out for the both of them. All right, y'all. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Bye.